I know many people are thinking about investing their money into something very important, and stock market can be an option for you guys. But let me tell you something. Stock market is not for everyone. Stock market is only for the people who are rich and who have plenty of money sitting around, and they don't care if the money makes them a living or not. Stock market gives you an annual return of like 5 to 8%. People who bought S&P 500 back in April 2025, they made around 31%, which means if someone puts $1,000 in S&P 500, then they made $310 out of it. So why I'm against this kind of investment, and this is not a financial advice. This is not a financial advice, and I'm solely talking things from my way of thinking. So before doing something, do your own research. Why there's plenty of options instead of stock market? So the first thing I would say, stock market money has to be seeded for at least 10, 12 years. And 10, 12 years is not a small period of time. Back in the day, our ancestors didn't have internet, they didn't have any transportation system, but still they run a business and then they made money. When they were running a business, then what all they did is they had a solid plan. Maybe someone decided to run a restaurant business. So what he did, he opened a restaurant from small, and from the small restaurant, eventually he gained customer, expanded the restaurant to his next generation, and from the next generation, it kept going on. In Toronto, there's plenty. In Toronto, there's plenty of businesses, family-owned businesses, still running for till this day, and the reason being said is because they didn't invest, or they didn't put the money for sitting around for the next 10, 12 years. Maybe you have $5 to $10,000. Maybe you have $5 to $10,000. So let's imagine two scenes here. Maybe you have $10,000 and you decide to put that money in S&P 500. At the end of the year, you will be making somewhere around $800. So the basic expense of our life in Toronto is $1,200 to $1,500. You at least need $1,200 to $1,500 to spend your basic expense in Toronto. So if we think that way, then 800 in 12 months is nothing. You'll be making somewhere around $80, not even $80, somewhere around $70 a month out of that $10,000. So imagine making $70 a month out of that $10,000. Even for businesses who have spare money left, they should also think twice, because even businesses who decide to put the money in investment, then they should decide if their business expansion is gonna make them more money, or if putting the money in stock market is gonna make them more money. Let's be logical. So the first thing someone may decide is save some money from doing a job. We all work in abroad and we make money by working at first. Maybe he saves $10,000 and he puts the money in S&P 500. 10,000 straight to the US 100. And after 1 year, I just said, at the same time, someone who knows how to run a cleaning business, maybe he doesn't know, he's interested in a cleaning business. So what he decides is, he decides to buy equipment, teach himself better about cleaning and buy equipments. Maybe he buys a Dodge Caravan for transportation. Maybe he buys other supplies, washing machines, other stuff that will be used in cleaning. And from the first month, he starts advertising. He just tells people, he goes to residential and tells people that I'm providing cleaning service, carpet cleaning service. And it's winter now in Toronto. I'm providing carpet cleaning service. If you need some service, you can just text me. He gives his number and he gets 4 customers. 4 customers, every customer pays him $250. Imagine 4 customer, 250 out of 250 is profit. Because I'm thinking that $10,000 is already invested, so 250 is total profit. He goes there, he cleans, he helps the people, and he charges them $250 each, and he accumulates $1,000. So 1,000 is 10% of 10,000, which he makes in a month. At the same time, the other person who invested that money in stock market made 80, $70 out of that 10,000. So here's the difference: 70 and 1,000. He made 1,000 in a month, and the other person made $70 out of that same investment. So I have a question for you guys. Like, think twice. Imagine both scenes and why you should go with the second option. Even if you're not running a successful business, even if you don't have a that kind of skill, maybe there's other options. Maybe you are interested in something else. Maybe you know how to do painting. Maybe you know how to do the lawn work. In Canada, service sector has way more demand than other white collar jobs. You can provide service from loan making and other even businesses who sell, retail businesses who sell items, from retail items to industrial grade items. They can provide services like this, just as I said, and gain percentage more than the stock market. If he makes 1,000 in a month using $10,000, in the next month it's not going to stay 10,000. It's not going to stay 1,000. It's going to be somewhere around 1,500 to 2,000, because he will gain more customers with the help of word of mouth marketing, and then he will make more money from the next month, going from the next month. Eventually he can make 200%, 300% out of that $10,000 investment by putting that money into investment. He has many other options. He can get investors involved in his business. He can take a loan from banks at a cheap rate, or he can keep the business cash, and slowly he can grow the business with his own money. There's plenty of good things that he will get, which cannot be gained by putting your money in somewhere, hoping for it to grow. In 2008, there was a stock market crash where almost everyone lost their savings who put money into stock market, and now gold is hiking. Everything is at the all-time high. It's not the good time to put money in something expensive. You cannot sell a product for $1 if you buy that for $1. You have to buy it for at least 80 cents and make 20 cents profit and sell it for $1. Then you'll make 20 cents profit. But if you decide to buy a product for $1 and then sell it for $1, there's no profit involved. So before putting your hard-earned money into some kind of Ponzi scheme or something that's only for the rich people, you should think twice. And it's a simple mathematical discussion. I don't want anyone to only believe my words. I just want businesses and people who are doing corporate job to understand the basic math of finance, and then use that in their practical life. So think twice, think before investing your money into something that has, that requires too much time, and instead you can just put the money into something better, like run your own business, open your own business, side hustle, anything that has demand will get sold. That's it. See you to the next video, and bye-bye.